Hello friends, it's Lisa and welcome to a new vlog. So it is actually January 1st right now, so Happy New Year, and this is going to be my Treat Yourself Readathon vlog as well as the buzzwordathon readathon challenge vlog. So I will have the hosts of the Treat Yourself Readathon linked below. They're my friends Casey and Mafalda and I love them very much, so I knew when I saw that they were doing a readathon that I had to participate just because it's them. But also I wanted to try and participate in the buzzwordathon every month of the year this year. We'll see if it ends up happening. I feel like a couple months from now I might forget about it, but I'm gonna try. So that's what this vlog is also going to be. So the buzzwordathon is basically Kayla from Books and Lala. She picked a buzzword for each month of the year and you try and read a book with that word in the title. So I decided for my first book of the year, first book for the Treat Yourself Readathon as well as the buzzwordathon, I would read Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I'm very excited about this. I have a feeling it might be a new fave, but I am very intimidated by it, so I'm just excited to see what it's all about. I know this is a very loved book here on BookTube, so I'm very excited to finally read it. And I'm not entirely sure how many prompts this can count for the Treat Yourself Readathon, but we'll see. That's like a bingo board situation, so we'll see what it can count for after I finish reading it. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello, start this vlog, and let you know what I was trying to read first. So it is now the 2nd of January, and to be honest, I have not done that much reading. I think I stopped in the middle of a chapter because I kept getting overwhelmed. And I'm up to page 35. There's just a lot of information and a lot of characters and just a lot of, it's very descriptive writing, so there's just kind of a lot to take in. But I have heard that like you just kind of have to keep going. The first 100 or so pages are a bit slow and are a bit difficult to get through, but like once you get past that, it does pick up quite a bit, so hopefully I will get to that point soon. I do want to read a decent amount later on tonight. I've just been chilling today, editing videos, watching YouTube because I'm very behind on my subscription feed, so I've just been doing that and had a very chill day. I'm still in this cozy sweatshirt thing that I have. I literally haven't taken it off since Christmas. Which, you know what, if you're gonna judge me, go ahead. I don't care. I'm thriving. But yeah, I definitely want to read more of Strange Dreamer at some point today, but the whole readathon is called Treat Yourself, so the whole theme is treating yourself. So I'm just gonna relax and read when I want to read and do other things that I want to do and just have a very chill week this week. But yeah, I just thought I would update you guys, say hello for today, and hopefully I do some reading later on tonight so I can actually get a book done for this readathon. So it is now Monday. I didn't vlog much yesterday just because I wasn't really feeling great. It wasn't anything like specific. I just mentally was feeling very like blah, but I didn't want to vlog much. I vlogged a little bit later on, like a couple of clips, but I just really wanted to have a chill day. I did read a little bit of Strange the Dreamer. I'm now up to chapter 9, page 67. This book is like a lot to take in, so it's taking me a little bit to get into it, but I've heard from Darian, who loves this book, that you kind of just have to get to like the 100-page mark and things start to pick up, and I do feel like where I'm at right now, things are starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, it's just been a lot of like, it's very descriptive writing, so it's just like a lot to take in. So it has been a bit slow, but I am enjoying it so far. I don't think though that this will get me a bingo on the Treat Yourself bingo board, so I'm gonna try and finish this and maybe read something else so I can at least get a bingo on the bingo board, but we'll see. I've started this the 1st of January, it's now the 4th, and I'm only 67 pages in, so It might not happen. This might be the only book I read for the readathon, but you know what? It's fine. It's called Treat Yourself. It's about relaxing and treating yourself. That's the whole point. Self-care. So if this is the only book that I read, then that's fine. But yeah, I think today I'm just going to chill and relax. Maybe do like a face mask or something later, just kind of treat myself because yesterday was rough. So I'm just gonna have a chill day today. Probably try and read a decent amount of this later on. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello for today and that I will check in with you guys. Hopefully I've read more the next time I check in. I have a package. I think this might be from Casey, who it just seems fitting to open this right now on this vlog because she's one of the hosts for this readathon, so seems perfect. She sent me a Christmas gift and I guess there was a lot of issues where they lost the package and then she tried to resend it. That is my computer. They tried to resend it and they ended up sending it to her house instead of to my house, so this is something different, I think. But I imagine that this is from Casey because I don't know what else this would be. Okay, so the note is right on top and it is from Casey. She is so cute. That is very nice. Okay. Did she get me multiple things? Because there's 2 notes. What is she doing? Okay, so there's actually 2 notes in here. I only held up one. There's 2 because she very kindly sent me some sticky tabs. Sorry, that package is very crinkly. So I wanted to use these for annotating. I think there's like 10 packages of tabs in here. I think Peyton from Peyton Reads linked these and says that these are the ones that she uses, so I put them on my wish list so I'd remember, and Casey sent them to me because she's wonderful. And then the book she sent me, I can't say I'm surprised, is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. She keeps telling me to read this book. She keeps telling me that I'm going to like this book, so I put it on my wish list because of her, and then she sent it to me. So we love a full circle moment. I don't know too much about it. I just know that Casey kept telling me that I would like it, so that's why I put it on my wish list. But the back says, when you ask people what happened to Andy Bell, they'll tell you without hesitation. She was murdered by Salil Singh. Sounds spicy. But yes, thank you, Casey. I'm very excited to read this. I'm very excited to see if you know my tastes. And also just excited to have more sticky tabs because after reading A Sky Beyond the Storm, I started running low on some sticky tabs. So this is very helpful. But other than that, I haven't done any reading today. I haven't done much of anything today. I've had a very unproductive day. I was going to film today and then I didn't. So I didn't do really much of anything today, but that is okay. I've just been watching some YouTube. I posted a video. Now I think I might try and do a voiceover for one of my journal videos, and I also might just start reading because I haven't read anything today and I do want to read at some point today. So yeah, that is the plan. Also, while we're here, let's discuss. Yesterday when I was having my crisis, not necessarily a crisis, I just wasn't feeling great, but I think it led to me having a crisis about my channel. And I would love to know, as if you're watching this, you're someone who watches my videos, what you would think about a channel name change. Nothing crazy. I think I just want to take the reads out of my channel name. I have seen a lot of other people who had more book related like channel names kind of change it to a more general thing so they wouldn't feel so constricted into making booktube content. And even though some of them have still continued to make bookish content, I feel like it's something that they just wanted to do, and that's kind of what I want to do as well. I think it'd more so be for me wanting to change it so that I don't feel like I have to make bookish content all the time. I love books, I love reading, and I love this community, but I do want to try and branch out and do some other things because that's what I originally wanted to do with my channel. So I would just love your thoughts. I would love any maybe channel name suggestions, anything that rhymes with Lisa or Lisa Marie, or is a word that starts with L and will sound good with Lisa. I don't know. Help me. I was just thinking of making it Lisa Marie because that would be fine. But if anyone's creative and comes up with something, let me know. But I also would just like your thoughts on it. I still am like planning on doing a lot of book related content, at least at first, until I feel more comfortable branching out. But I have a lot of book related content planned, at least for January as well. So it's not going anywhere. I'm still going to be reading, still going to be interacting with the community, still going to be making bookish videos. It's more so for me and like my mindset to feel better about like posting whatever I want and feeling more comfortable about it and not feeling like I'm in a certain box. I don't know if any of this is making sense. Basically, I just want your help. I'd love any of your opinions in the comments below. Like I said, bookish content isn't going anywhere. It's more so I just don't want to feel so constrained by my own thing. Like it's myself putting me through these constraints. So I would just love to know your thoughts. But yeah, that's it. I'd love to know your opinions. I would also love to know if you've read this book, what you thought. I'd love to hear your opinions on this as well. So yeah, that is it. That is the update. I'm gonna go and do my voiceover for my journal video and then try and read because I haven't been reading and I need to read. This whole reading vlog is basically just a whole lot of me not reading. Alright, hello friends. It is now, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. And I really want to finish this book before the buzzwordathon. I think the buzzwordathon takes place the first week of every month, so I would like to finish this before it ends, and I also would like to finish this before the Treat Yourself Readathon ends as well, so I gotta get going. I'm only 120 pages in. I am up to page 121, chapter 15, and I do feel like it's starting to pick up a little bit. Like, I'm definitely interested to see where it's all going to go. I will say the first little bit was a bit, I don't know, it wasn't boring, it wasn't confusing, it's just all very descriptive, which it doesn't necessarily bother me. I don't love it either, but like the writing is beautiful, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the writing, to be honest. And I will say, last night I did that sheet mask. I showed myself putting that sheet mask on. I put that on, and while I was waiting for it to do its thing, like the 20 or so minutes that I left it on there, I tried to read, but my eyes kept closing, and I keep having that problem. I keep almost falling asleep reading this book, which I don't know if that says more about the fact that I'm just always tired or the actual book, but the long-winded descriptions kind of get me feeling a little sleepy. So we'll see. Hopefully it gets a little bit more exciting. I have a feeling, at least I hope, that the plot is gonna pick up a little bit now, so hopefully we won't have that problem much longer, but I will say that that keeps happening. But again, like I said, like there's nothing I really dislike about it, but I'm not like loving it either. But I am interested to see kind of where it goes. I think, like I said, it's gonna start picking up now. So hopefully it gets a little bit more interesting. But I just finished filming some videos, so I think I'm going to import the footage from that. I might start editing them. I think I'm uploading them next week, so I'm not too concerned, but I might start working on them a little bit. And then I'm gonna try and read. Like I said, I really want to get this done for buzzwordathon and the Treat Yourself Readathon. So I need to make some good progress today. So yeah, like I said, would like to do some reading today. I wanted to read a lot yesterday, like more than the 60 pages I read, but like I said, I got really tired, so I was like, you know what? It's 9 p.m. Let's go to bed. I ended up watching an episode of the current show that I'm watching. It's a K-drama called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I actually started this like a while ago. I watched the first episode like months ago and then just like decided to actually finish it now. So I watched an episode of that last night, and then that finished around like 10, and I was like, all right, time to go to sleep. I was so tired. I don't know why. So maybe that was my problem yesterday, reading the book and falling asleep. But we're gonna try again today. I'm gonna try and read some more today. It also turned into a little buddy read with Michaela. I'll have Michaela's channel linked below. She hasn't posted in a while, but hopefully she will be making a comeback soon because I miss her videos. But we decided to do a bit of a buddy read with it because she said that she went on to Goodreads and saw that I was reading it and she had just started it. So hopefully doing a buddy read with this book will actually make me pick it up and hold me a bit more accountable to actually read it. But yeah, that'll be fun to buddy read it with Michaela. And yeah, like I said, gonna read more tonight, we hope. But it's also currently snowing right now, so I think I'm gonna get into some cozy clothes. Basically, I see one snowflake and I'm like, all right, get the fuzzy socks out, get the cozy blankets, let's go, let's get cozy. So I'm gonna do that and maybe try and read a little bit. I would like to maybe read before tonight when I get tired. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read, maybe work on the videos I just filmed, but I just wanted to say hello for today and give you an update, but I will check in with you guys hopefully soon, and for real this time, hopefully I have read more the next time I update. If not, feel free to cancel me. So today is the 7th of January, which means that it is the last day for the buzzwordathon and the second to last day for the Treat Yourself Readathon. So I gotta get some reading done. I have like 200, I think, pages, maybe a little over 200 pages left of Strange the Dreamer, and I'm reading this for the buzzwordathon, but also for the Treat Yourself Readathon, so I definitely need to finish this today. I don't know if it's possible for me to read 200 pages of this book in one day, because this book has been kind of difficult to get through. I'm enjoying it, but the descriptive writing is definitely like different from what I'm used to, and it's very hard for me to like stay engaged with reading it for a very long time. I think since the plot has started to pick up a little bit more, it has been easier to read a little bit more at one time, but it has been difficult to kind of stay focused on reading this book. But what I think I might do is try and split up the reading throughout the day, so I'm not just trying to read 200 pages all like tonight when I'm reading later. So I might try and read at least like 50 or so pages now, and then maybe like 50 or so pages around lunchtime, and then maybe tonight it'll be a lot less that I'll have to read. I don't know. We'll see if that works. So that is the plan for today, and then obviously the Treat Yourself Readathon is continuing tomorrow, so if I do finish this today, I still have one day for that readathon, so I might pick up, let me go and get it. I might try and read A Thief Among the Trees, which is a Emma in the Ashes prequel graphic novel, and it'll probably go really, really quick because it is a graphic novel, so I think I'd be able to get a bingo if I were to read this and this. I definitely think if I could read this and Strange the Dreamer, I would be able to get at least a bingo on the bingo board. I'm looking at it right now because I think Strange the Dreamer could count for a lot of things, because I think like the second row down, read a book you've been heavily anticipating. I mean, Strange Dreamer's been out for a while, but I've been wanting to read that book for literal years, so I feel like it could count. Read an author's work for the first time. I'm reading Laini Taylor for the first time. Read a book you most recently acquired. I got this and Strange Dreamer for Christmas. And read a book that will make you happy, and I have a feeling this will make me happy because it's Ember in the Ashes, so that's enough. Also, even the second row over, if that makes sense, read a 5-star prediction. This, I before going into Strange Dreamer, assumed it'd be a 5-star, so I don't know now if it'll be a 5-star, but I thought that it might be. Read an author's work for the first time, again, Strange Dreamer. Read a friend's recommendation or fave book. Strange Dreamer is Darian's favorite book, so that would count. And then read a graphic novel or a short book. So I definitely think this might be my TBR for the next couple of days so that I can definitely get some bingos done. But that would require me to actually read. So I need to go and read some of Strange Dreamer and then hopefully pick this up tomorrow. I know Mafalda and Casey are doing some live sprints on YouTube tomorrow, so I will try and read this during the sprints. But I actually have to go and read in order to get this done so that I can start this and get bingos. So I'm gonna go and read. So I definitely think I'm going to finish this tonight. I actually have read like 100 or so pages since I last talked to you guys, so I'm halfway through finishing it from where I started this morning. So my mom actually just left to go and get our dinner for tonight, so I probably have like an hour or so before she'll get back with it. So in that time, I'm going to try and read as much as possible and then break to have some dinner, and then try and finish this because I really want to finish it tonight so that I can count it for the buzzwordathon. And also I feel like the last like 100 or so of any book, I just really like, once I get there, I just need to finish it. Like, I never just put a book down with the last 100 pages. I normally just finish it. So I really want to finish this tonight. I also feel like things are starting to get a lot better. Like, I feel like the more I get into this book, the more I'm liking it. At first, I really was unsure about how I was feeling, but I feel like the more I get into it, the more I'm enjoying it. I mean, the last 100 or so pages could change it, but I don't think it's a 5-star. I think it's more so sitting at like a 4 right now, but we'll see by the time I finish it. I am going to try and use G from Book Roast, her like pile rating system, and hopefully that will make me be a bit more critical as well as like help me explain my thoughts on books to you guys. I'm also going to use her like spreadsheet thing that she made. I'll have the video linked below so you guys can go and check it out, but you just enter like all the information for every book that you read throughout the year, and it'll have these graphs by the end of the year. And I always see people do that at like stats videos around this time of year, but I'm always just too lazy to either catch up to where I need to be, or I just never start it at the beginning of the year so that I never do it. But I think I'm going to try and do that this year because I think it'll just be fun to see. But yeah, I'm excited to fill in that information on the spreadsheet. So that's another reason I want to finish this. That's motivating me to read. So I'm going to go and actually try and get some reading done while my mom is getting our food. And I will check in with you guys maybe later tonight once I finish, or tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, tomorrow is the last day of the Treat Yourself Readathon, so that's the last day for this vlog, and I'll definitely be checking in with you guys then. So I will either talk to you later tonight or tomorrow morning. So it is now January 8th, which means it's the final day for the Treat Yourself Readathon, and I want to give you guys a bit of an update. So yesterday, like I said, was the final day for the buzzwordathon, which is kind of what I was doing while doing this readathon as well. Like I was doing both of them at the same time. So I read Stranger Dreamer by Laini Taylor for the buzzwordathon because the word was dream, so you had to read a book with dream in the title. And I completed it, and I'm very happy that I did so. I had like 200 pages left yesterday and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, but I did it. I think I did say yesterday that I was going to try and like take breaks and kind of break up the 200 pages so I wasn't trying to read it all at once. And I actually did that. I read like 50 pages in increments throughout the day and it worked out great, and I got the book done and I gave it 4 stars. So I'll talk about the couple of things that I didn't necessarily love, and that's why I didn't give it a full 5 stars. So the first thing, I think I've said this a couple of times in this vlog, that the first like 150 or so pages to like 200 pages-ish, it took me like a while to kind of get really engaged with the story. I was definitely like interested in everything that was going on in this book and all the characters and their stories and what was going to be going on like plot-wise. I was definitely intrigued by everything, but I was having a hard time actually being engaged with the story and like wanting to read it for more than like 10 pages at a time. And I know I was kind of like joking around, but I genuinely fell asleep reading the first like 200 pages of this book like 5 times. And I know sometimes like reading a book, sometimes your eyes just get tired. Like I'll fall asleep reading some of my favorite books. Like that happens. But it happened a lot with this book. So I don't know what that says about the first like 200 pages of this book, but it happened. I wouldn't say anything was necessarily confusing. I think it was just very descriptive, flowery, detailed writing. Like that is Laini Taylor's writing style. So having that when you're just kind of getting the background of characters and like what's going to be going on, it can be a bit like long-winded, and I think that's why I struggled a little bit at the beginning. I didn't necessarily dislike the writing because I thought the writing was really beautiful, and there were points in the book like later on where characters would be giving a very big description of something that was going on, and I thought it was really beautiful and it impacted me. So I don't think that the writing was necessarily bad or not for me. I think just the beginning was a bit difficult to get through because I was like, it was an adjustment and I just wasn't sure how I was feeling about it. So that was the first 200 pages. Then towards the middle, I started to like it a lot more. And then the ending was wild. But something that I also wasn't really the biggest fan of was the romance. And it's not even necessarily that I didn't like the romance and like who it was happening between, because I knew it was going to happen and I didn't dislike it. I just think it happened like very quickly, and then once it happened, it kind of overtook that section of the book, and it kind of became more about that than anything else going on. And I don't know if I've said it yet in this vlog, but I loved this world. I loved the city of Weep, all of that, and like the plot and all of the things that were kind of going on, like the magic system as well. Like I just loved all of that stuff. So when it kind of became more of a focus on the romance, I was just like, okay, but can we go back to that? And the romance also happened like really quickly, which doesn't always necessarily bother me. Like I know insta-love is something that a lot of people don't like, and that is valid. I think sometimes it is annoying, but I think sometimes it doesn't bother me. Like it just kind of depends on the context and what's going on. But the fact that this book was putting me to sleep the first 200 pages because we were slowly getting into what was going on, and then the romance was rushed, it just kind of felt like that pacing of it was a little off to me. Like these two characters had an encounter, and then their second encounter, they ended it with kissing each other. Like, okay, sure, let's just keep going. Let's just get right into it, I guess. But I did like the romance, so it didn't bother me like that much, but it did happen like a bit quickly, I thought. I actually also found that I was a bit more interested in the romance with some of the side characters. I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion, but I was like, what's going on over there? Well, we were focusing on the two main love interests and that whole thing. I was like, but what about them? What's going on over there? So that was really it. I think just kind of the beginning, the descriptive writing, and just kind of how slow it was at the beginning, and also the romance happening very quickly. I think those were really my only two things. But like I was saying, I really loved the world and the magic system and everything with that, which is really weird because I feel like I'm more of a character-driven person, but I think that this book was so like atmospheric and really put you in that world, and that's what I loved about it. I also did really like the characters as well, which made me even more invested in what was kind of going on with the world and like the problems that they were trying to fix. And also the ending was wild. I was so surprised by the ending. I was not expecting Laini Taylor to go there, but she did, and I am suffering a little bit, but it was so good. Like, it was so shocking and totally not what I was really expecting. There were some things that I was like, I kind of called early on, but there were other things that I was like, I did not see this coming, and it kind of made up for the things that I predicted. But even then, like, I feel like when you predict things in books, it just means that the author was good at foreshadowing. Like, I don't necessarily think it's always bad if you can predict the way things end, because there were parts of the ending that I did not see coming. So I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I enjoyed it because now me and Darian from Darian Reads can stay friends. So yeah, 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Definitely going to pick up the sequel. I think I'm going to place an order on Barnes & Noble with some gift cards that I got for Christmas. And I think I'm going to order Muse of Nightmares in that order because I need to know what happens. Like, I want to read it as soon as possible. It's also a goal of mine to kind of, when I start series, finish them this year. Like, I really want to finish or get caught up on a lot of series that I've started this year, because I feel like I've started a lot of series and it's kind of overwhelming to think about. Like, I need to make a list of all the series that I've started. So I definitely want to try, if I start series, finish them this year. So definitely want to get Muse of Nightmares and finish this up. Also, I will say, using the Cawpile method, the G from Book Roast, her like rating system situation, like how she reviews books, was very helpful. I feel like that kind of helped me figure out more so what I liked and didn't love about this book. So I definitely would recommend checking it out. Again, I will have that video with like her spreadsheet and everything linked below if you want to check it out. I also was so excited putting in the information in the spreadsheet. I feel like just the fact that I'm going to be able to fill that out throughout the year is going to motivate me to read. But yeah, Strange Dreamer. Did it. I will put up the bingo board for the Treat Yourself Readathon up on the screen because I put Strange Dreamer on all the boxes that it could count for. So I'm very close to bingo in a few different areas. And I think I was saying yesterday that I think I'm going to read, let me go and get the book again. I think I'm going to read A Thief Among the Trees by Sabatier today for the last day of the readathon, because Casey and Mafalda are doing like sprints on Mafalda's channel today. So I want to read something during those sprints. And if they're still sprinting by the time I finish this, I'll do something else. I'll like edit a video during the sprints or something, because I don't think I could start and finish another book just today. I mean, I could, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. But if I read this, I definitely think I'll be able to get a couple of bingos. Read a graphic novel or a short book that will definitely complete that bingo. Read a book that will make you happy. I don't think that this is necessarily a happy book, but it'll make me happy because it's Ember in the Ashes, and like Elias, he's involved, so therefore I'm gonna be happy. And then also the one that says read a book by your favorite author. I definitely think Sabatier is now one of my favorite authors, so I definitely think it could count for that as well. So I definitely think that this could get me a couple more bingos on the bingo board, so that is exciting. I think this is what I'm going to pick up during the sprints. Also, I'd love to know if you want to see buzzwordathon vlogs throughout like the whole year, because I'm looking at it as more like a reading challenge where I'm going to try and read one book during that first week of the month with the buzzword in the title. Like, I'm going to try and do it as a reading challenge sort of thing. So I could vlog like that buzzwordathon like every month. I would love to know if that's something you'd want to see. So I think that that is it for a reading update. But yesterday I actually forgot to mention that Taylor Swift dropped the bonus tracks for Evermore. She put them onto Spotify and everything, so we could finally listen to them, which is very exciting because I ordered an Evermore CD from Taylor Swift's like merch store when the album came out. I ordered it the day it came out and I still don't have it. Yeah, I just looked up the tracking information for my Evermore CD and it says the order is still processed. That's like where it is. It hasn't done anything yet. So if you've ordered an Evermore CD from Taylor's merch store, I'd love to know if you've gotten it yet. Is it me thing? Is it her store? Should I be asking for a refund? What's going on? Has anyone gotten it? I don't know. Like, I know the bonus tracks leaked, but I don't know if anyone else has gotten their CDs yet. I don't know. But yeah, if you've ordered an Evermore CD from Taylor's store specifically, I'd love to know if you've gotten it yet, because on the 11th this month, it's going to be a whole month since I've ordered it. So where is it? But anyway, back to the point I was trying to make. The bonus tracks. They're excellent. So we have Right Where You Left Me and It's Time to Go, and they're both so good. They both hurt my feelings. I've only listened to them a couple of times because yesterday I listened to them and then I was just reading on and off all day. So I wasn't really listening to music much yesterday because I was trying to focus on reading. But I have a feeling I'm going to have them on repeat today. I really like them. I think that they go perfectly with the album, and just the messages in them are very emotional. And I also feel like these are some of the more like personal songs on Folklore and Evermore, both of them, because I feel like a lot of the songs on these two albums are definitely like more storytelling based and not necessarily about Taylor Swift herself. I definitely think she can relate to a lot of them, but a lot of them are telling like certain stories. But I feel like these two very specifically are about her, or you can definitely see like her life reflected in the lyrics of these songs, so that kind of makes it even more emotional. But they're really good. I really like them. I mean, Taylor Swift, she can do no wrong. But yeah, this has been a very long and rambly update, so I'm gonna stop talking now and I will probably check in once the sprints are kind of happening or over, because then I will be picking this up and this will be my next read and probably last read for this readathon. Okay, so today is the 9th. The readathon, all of the readathons have officially ended, both the Treat Yourself readathon and the buzzwordathon, and I just wanted to quickly wrap up this vlog. So yesterday I started A Thief Among the Trees during their reading sprints, and I ended up finishing it like later on that night, and I gave it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really cool to see some of the characters from the series when they were a bit younger and at the Marshall Academy, the military academy in this book and this series, so I thought that was really cool. Also, one of my favorite things about this is the fact that this story, like what happened in this, the event that happened in this, actually is briefly mentioned in A Sky Beyond the Storm. Helene and Elias like briefly talk about it. They don't go into detail, but they mention it, and then you get to actually read about it in this graphic novel. So I thought that that was really cool and a cool way to tie it into the rest of the series. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. We'll definitely be picking up the other volumes of this. I think there's going to be like 2 more, at least. There's 2 on Goodreads as of right now, so definitely will be reading those when they come out. I also will put up on the screen my bingo board for the Treat Yourself Readathon. I managed to get 3 bingos, reading just A Thief Among the Trees and Strange Dreamers, so I would say that that was a success. I only read 2 books and managed to get 3 bingos. Who's doing it like me? But yeah, I think that that is going to wrap up this vlog. So thank you, Mafalda and Casey, for hosting this readathon. It was a lot of fun. I think they were talking about doing another round of it, so I definitely will participate if they do. But other than that, that is going to complete this video, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.